As I mentioned in my previous First World Gamer Problems video, one of the games I have on my plate right now is Trailmakers. I am a fan of sim games and like engineering simulation, and this is just that, except for on a little bit more of a gamer friendly scale, I would say. However, it has bunch of different modes, story modes, race mode, like kind of customized player community made things. And so I started it, and I decided instead of just tinkering around in the sandbox mode and just, making random shit, I would actually go ahead and start the story campaign and get a feel for the game, get an idea of like how to build things, and just learn the game a little bit more. It's not going to become a series. It's not going to become something I'm adding to my channel by any means. I have enough. I have enough dinner on my plate, if you know what I mean. But I did want to use the footage I took and show some of the things I did. The game is actually really fun. The campaign's really cool. When I mentioned this game before, I think it often gets mentioned with Kerbal Space Program, which is very science, math, and STEM oriented. Like, it's very much based on like real world applications and ideas, whereas this seems to be a little bit more fun. So I thought it'd be fun to give it a try. And they throw you in a world, and they just, hey, go get these parts and do this, and it seems like it's just going to teach me everything along the way. And it was pretty fun. You use your brain, you build inventions. I'm sure most people build very similar things starting out. And even, honestly, let's be honest, everybody probably does the same tricks. Build a big penis rocket, build a penis boat, build a big penis rocket ship car, build an exploding penis, build something that doesn't look like a penis, but then it opens up and drops out a penis. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dick-related stuff going on when people are building in these engineering type games, it seems. But hey, who doesn't love a little dong humor, right? Anyway, I'm just going to speed up most of the long building parts and show you what I did. And then from there, I don't know, maybe I'll get better at it, and if anything epic happens or I come up with some epic ideas, I'll make videos on them. Otherwise, this is Trailmakers. This is not my review of it, but if it were a review, I would say, like I always say, spend your money however you want to spend it. And if you like fun engineering design and building shit type games, Lego with engines, if you will, then it's a pretty good game. Everything takes a while until you get down all of the mechanics and the movement on a controller. It's a little bit odd, and there's a lot of changing your angles and learning how to get things to move where you want them. They do have a lot of ease of life things like copying and moving and rotating things and copying full stacks of things, selecting entire pieces that are already combined and all of that. But it's very time and labor intensive until you know what you're doing, and then it becomes a little bit faster. And at the moment, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I can't really speed through anything. I just kind of gotta learn as I go. It's very in-depth, has a lot of options, a lot of different things you can do with everything, just like most of these games do. And again, that would take weeks and weeks and weeks of deep diving into every aspect. So I'm gonna not do that, and like I said, this won't be a major part of the channel, just something I've been playing a little bit on the side for fun, in between other things. I have another game on my list as well, but it's too similar to something else, so until I finish what I'm doing with that something else, it's hard to play a game that's similar. So there you go. Anyway, Trailmakers, right? Making vehicles. In the campaign, you basically have to go around collecting the parts. So you have to make vehicles that can accommodate collecting those parts or getting to the areas that have the parts, and then collecting them and bringing them to these little like stations, and then that's how you unlock your parts. And then obviously you're like collecting parts, and then you're able to build something that gets you further, and then when you get further, you get more parts, and then more parts means you get to go further and get more parts, and that's basically the name of the game. They made it into a story where you're crash landed onto this planet, and you got to get back to your station, so you got to get all the parts that flew off the ship, and then build shit to get to those parts, and then get back to the ship that you came from and fix it. So it makes sense. I like how they did the story. I like how it plays so far. I bet the multiplayer is really fun. I'm not a big multiplayer like PvP type player or competitive type, so when it's like racing and stuff, I don't dabble in that. So but that does not discredit it from being awesome. So if you like that kind of gameplay and you like those options, there's a whole bunch of like racing and custom race type options around, as well as like in the sandbox you have several different sandbox modes besides just a blank world. You can have like one that gives you like things to do with puzzles to solve and shit, and then you have just different options. So that's a really cool aspect of the game that I like. And again, it's just one of those games that like it has so much depth to it that like to really do it justice would involve weeks and weeks and hours of diving into it. And I'm only going to be playing it for like a little bit here and there at a time, every once in a while. And then if I get, like I said, an idea, then I'll make footage and upload that as some sort of, special event or whatever. I don't know. I just like watching these videos about people doing cool shit in this game, so I'm not too jazzed up to try and step in that arena, because there are plenty of people who do some really, really cool things. Like I said, a lot of dick rockets and dick cars, but still cool things being made and done in that arena, and I don't like, that ain't me. I'm just a dabbler. So like I said, fun game, great game if you're into engineering and building games. It's, like I said, Legos with engines basically, and you have a lot of options as far as how you play it. And then once you get the controls down and once you learn it, like, you're good to go. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of possibilities. I don't know. I know that they have DLCs that you have to buy for like space and pirates, and there's another one that I will show, but I won't say because I'm recording it and I can't remember. But there are some DLC levels, and you can buy them. They add different parts and different like worlds to the game, and I think space is free actually. And either way though, the space in this game, I don't think it's as in-depth or huge as like Kerbal. Definitely not as like a No Man's Sky, but like it has a space DLC add-on. So there's a lot of like options, like I said, air, land, sea, and then space as well. And it makes it fun, You can make a lot of different things with all the different parts, but the DLC parts you have to buy. And like I said, I don't think the space is as big, so I don't think you're going to be traveling to other galaxies or anything. But they do have a space option. Otherwise, like I said, it's fun, and I do enjoy playing it. It's just not a game that I'm going to like focus on or make a bunch of content on. But it is a cool game. I'm pretty sure I got it on sale. Like they had a Black Friday sale, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. So, and I just happened to be watching videos of other people. There's another YouTuber. His name is Real Civil Engineer, and he does a lot of like engineering games on PC and fun little games, building bridges and stuff and doing weird shit. And I like that kind of shit. So I saw this game and I was like, oh, I saw that on PlayStation. Let me go check it out. And it happened to be on sale, and I was like, I might as well grab it for the future. And that's that. So Trailblazers, oof. Trailmakers, PS5, PC, cool game. If you don't know what it is, check it out. Engineering, building, construction, science, STEM, nerd stuff, nerd alert. That's it. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.